This year, January 2024, I got diagnosed with a movement disorder called Paroxysmal Kinesigenic Dyskinesia. Now for starters, let's go ahead and go over the definition. Paroxysmal Kinesigenic Dyskinesia, or PKD, is a disorder characterized by episodes of abnormal movements that range from mild to severe. Now in the condition name, the word paroxysmal indicates the abnormal movements come and go over time. Kinesigenic means that episodes are triggered by movement, and dyskinesia refers to involuntary movement of the body. Now people with PKD, we experience these jerking or shaking movements that are brought on by sudden motion, such as standing up quickly. They're kind of almost like seizures, but it's not a seizure. But however, before the shaking occurs, my body will go into a frozen state, almost like a paralysis, and I won't be able to control much of my body. In some cases, it can be really strong and get me from my neck down, or in other times, it won't be as strong and only affect one side of my body. Males are more affected than females with a sex ratio of 4:1. It is a 1 in 150,000 rare movement disorder. Now, there's not a lot of videos on the internet talking about this disorder, or even an influencer or content creator that has this disorder and has made a video about it. So I thought it was a good idea to make a video for people who are curious, or for people who even have this disorder and they want to know what they have, what they're dealing with, and most importantly, they're not the only one going through it. Like I said, PKD may affect one side of the body or both sides. After the episode occurs, a pattern of symptoms called the aura immediately proceeds after the episode. The aura is basically rapid shaking after the complete paralysis of the body. I do not lose consciousness when I'm in the middle of these episodes. I can hear you, see correctly, all of that. I just don't have control over my body. Now these episodes can range from once per month to 100 times per day. In my case, I get it 100 times plus per day, and I usually hide it as best as I can. That's why those of you who hang out with me, you're probably like, why don't I ever see you go through one of these episodes? It's because I try to hide it my best, just so I don't bring like a bunch of attention to myself. But yeah, I think I hide it pretty well, but sometimes it can get pretty severe and I just start like tweaking out. And you know, sometimes can be really inconvenient with this movement disorder, because in most cases I do need to make sudden movements, and with sudden movements being my kryptonite, it's pretty inconvenient. It limits my ability to react quick, so that's kind of like the only part that sucks, is the fact that it's literally just so inconvenient. Now this disorder is not fatal or limits my life expectancy, thankfully. Now although some motor manifestations of epilepsy and PKD may be tough to differentiate, the two disorders are clinically distinct. I've also learned that PKD can be caused by mutations known as variants. Now what I mean by that is the protein produced from this gene helps control neuron signaling between the brain. PRRT2 gene variants, which reduce the amount of protein, lead to abnormal neuronal signaling. Now the story behind how my parents and I figured out that I had this movement disorder was pretty crazy. We didn't know what the heck I had for 4 years. We went to multiple doctors across the valley, went under a bunch of brain and heart tests, and we couldn't figure out what it was. Now fast forward to January 2024, we got referred to specifically a movement disorder specialist. Within like 4 minutes of talking to the specialist, he figured out exactly what I was going through, which was the PKD, and we were like, what? How did you just figure that out so fast? We were on another level of shock. We were like, we've been searching for 4 years. How did you just figure it out in like 3 minutes? Literally bless that man. I don't think we thank our doctors enough for how much they do for us. He said that the reason why no one could figure out what was happening with me was because this is like in my DNA. I was born with this, so everything is gonna look normal when they test me. Hence why everything looked normal. Anyways, once we agreed that what he was explaining to us was exactly what I was going through, we ruled it out as paroxysmal kinesigenic dyskinesia. He even said I was the second patient in his entire career to diagnose and assess somebody with PKD. That is how rare this condition is. It's crazy. Absolutely a wild story, and I'm so grateful that Doc was able to examine me and figure out what was happening with me. I'm blessed to have the parents that I do, because without them, I don't know if I'd ever figure out what I have. I probably would have just ruled it out as epilepsy. I don't know. You know, we only get one shot at life, and I'm glad that my PKD doesn't interfere with it. Switching arms because my left arm is getting a whole shoulder workout right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video right here. Let me guys know your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the PKD, any comments that you have to share. Slide them down below. I'm gonna be responding to all of them. as you guys know, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that bell button to get notified when I post my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, the movement disorders out there. It's out there. Yeah.